He's guilty of loving me in the first degree. I wanna give him all I've got.
LDM Radio.
Hello and welcome to the LDM Radio Behind the Mic. And today is going to be one of the greatest days for me because not only these guys are my friends, their family, and their family themselves. So welcome Miguell and Jon Q.
Thank you,
A little bit about y'all today, huh?
Yes, a little history lesson.
A little history lesson. So, for you guys that don't know, the LDM Behind the Mics is basically that we're going to speak about about them behind the mic, serious parts, some tragics and everything that happened to get them here. History lesson 101.
Yes.
So, introduce yourselves.
Well, my name is Miguel de Jesus, and
My name is Jon Q, de Jesus. We family, we cousins,
yes,
Okay.
we're cousins.
So, the first question I want to ask you guys, where y'all from? Where y'all were born at, basically?
I was born in the Bronx, Lincoln Hospital, right across the street. You know,
The old Lincoln Hospital.
yes,
though, right?
the old Lincoln Hospital. Correct. Born and raised in the Bronx,
Okay.
the 149th Street area. Yeah, my parents are originally from Puerto Rico. They came here at in between their 20s, and yeah, I guess they decided to have me.
Oh,
Same here, basically what Miguel said, my parents, I was born here, I'm New Yorican, we New Yorican. In fact, my parents was from Puerto Rico, they came here young to, start their life,
Right.
and then they brought, like he said, they brought us into the world, so,
I think everybody that was in Puerto Rico came around 1955, 1960. They
Yeah.
all just said, "Vámonos!"
Let's
You know
just
what
go.
I'm saying? Because everyone I speak to, even my mom, my grandmother came here, I think it was 1960.
I think
You
that's
know,
the
like,
time. That's the time.
I think
Everybody.
well, you know what it is. One Puerto Rican come, mira, está bien aquí. Come on, let's go.
Vente,
Everybody
vamos
come.
para allá, vamos para allá.
they want to be free, they want to start their life, they want to work, make the money, so,
The opportunities
Yeah.
too, is a lot.
Yeah,
of
New York
opportunities.
is an opportunity, and as we see, we guys got you here.
Yes, yes, amen.
But you guys are cousins.
Mhm.
So who was the mother and
Well, our fathers are brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our fathers are.
Because we don't want to know the mothers or the sisters,
Our
So-
fathers, and it's funny how we are. We're very, very close. We're like brothers ourselves.
Right.
But my father and his father are like
Same
very,
way, yeah.
very close. They tell us the stories they had growing up during their teenage years, and it's pretty much like
Same thing,
repeating
like, yeah.
history, man.
They played together. They started together performing. They built their own band. We started together. We built our own band, and they still playing in Puerto Rico, and we still playing.
And we're still here in New York.
Yeah,
grinding.
it is. It is crazy, but like Miguel says, like history's repeating itself.
Yeah.
Which is good. And how many brothers and sisters does your fathers have?
It's a big
It's
family.
like 8 or
There's
9, right?
Nah, I think
Yeah,
about
because
9.
two passed
Two
away.
passed
but
away,
Wow.
and there's I
They pretty
think
big, yeah.
four guys and 5
5 females.
Any Latin person from the 60s, if you don't have more than 6,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
done something wrong.
There you go. There was a lot of free time
No,
back
yeah,
then.
there was
no
no
Fire
TV
Stick,
that time.
no Fire Stick, no HBO Max.
Yes.
They were not on their phones. And so,
Yeah.
¿Qué hacen? I don't know. Vamos a hacer en el
Vamos,
cuarto. Let's go.
vamos,
We gotta
vamos
go
al
to the room.
cuarto.
The kids went outside. Let's go.
Yeah.
But speaking about kids, because I know cousins are always different. How was you guys when y'all were growing up? Like,
Well, we was close. Like Miguel and I always wanted to, chill together. Like I used to cry to stay over his house. I used to be like that. Cause my dad was one of them serious strict that he didn't like me to stay. So I used to ask his dad.
My dad would be like,
doing
"Come on,
music. And
come
Miguel would always, us growing up, Miguel used to buy machine because Miguel plays piano. Miguel plays bass. So Miguel used to, we were so eager to for me to stay with him, like that we could do our own little
Work
music.
on
you know?
music, yeah.
But our dads didn't understand. They think that we just trying to,
Hang out and stuff. And we started at an early age, like 9. I was 9 and he was 10. Right?
Yeah.
Or something
10,
like that,
11,
vice
12,
versa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We started playing
Playing with our
percussion
dads,
with our
yeah.
dads. We started very young. They enforced the music upon us at a very young age.
And what was the first type of music that you guys started with?
Salsa.
Salsa?
We
Yeah.
used to play. You remember when back in the days? I'm pretty sure everybody La Playita, Los Mojones,
Hunts
Hunts
Point.
Point.
Yes.
We started
yes.
there. People used to throw
Hunts
me and
Point.
Miguel money. Come here, Miguel. I used to
Yes.
the timbales, Miguel the bongo. Solo this. And we were like the two little young. This went off like I think like 4 years because we was young.
Consecutive.
With my
yeah.
dad playing, and it was everybody knew me and Miguel. Oh, mira los primos, los hermanos.
By 1 o'clock p.m., that would get so packed. And
Yeah.
it was like, there was no space for like the cars to drive by and
Once
stuff.
they knew my dad was playing, and that me and him was coming there to.
We were the
And
young
this
kids.
was like in the 80s, right?
Yeah,
I
pretty
remember
much.
the 80s and 90s. They used to
85,
always
99,
have
yeah.
all the fish
Yeah.
market and the people
Yeah,
playing and
there you
everything.
go.
Until Giuliani came and he was like,
And then he said, nope.
shut it down.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Well, a lot of the hookers started taking over, so
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
it.
Giuliani said
That
no more.
also.
Yeah.
But yeah, little history of New York.
There you go.
Little history of New York.
Hunts Point.
Yeah, man, that was the place. You know, you drive by as a little kid, you get to see little boobs.
Yeah, you got-
La Gran Marqueta.
But was there any moment in your childhood that you said, you know what, I'm not gonna do this no more? You strayed away, or you just stood with?
Well, to me, that happened to me when it came to sports. Like Miguel used to play baseball.
Right.
Like, see, we did everything. Like, we did music together. We played baseball together. But he stood more. Like, he liked the band. He was really good. Not saying that I wasn't good, but my focus was on the music. Once my father presented the music, I just wanted to do the music. I wanted to play. I wanted to hit the congas. I wanted to grab them timbales. Because me and Miguel ain't start singing until like later.
Yeah, we were
You know?
more musicians,
Musicians,
playing hands
yeah.
on.
Than singers?
Than
Singers,
singers,
yeah.
yeah. That's how we got into it, and then at some point down the line, him and I decided to, get into it vocally, because one of our cousins, Angel Solis from Clear Touch, the group Clear Touch, we used to see them sing freestyling.
Back in the day.
Their harmonies were tight, and we loved that. It was like listening to Boyz II Men, to just a harmonious group, and that's what we grew up around.
We wanted
Me
to
and
sing,
him and I started doing it and practicing harmonies, and we just decided to go with it.
So when you guys started noticing that y'all want to do the harmonies, did you go to classes, or did you just like your dad?
We
help
actually
you?
did.
We
Yeah,
actually-
I mean, besides that, our parents helped us because our parents was always on top of me and Miguel. Go to Boys Harbor, it was a music school. Go to Boys Harbor, learn how to read. Get your education on the reading. And me and Miguel used to always be like, yeah, but we got this. We can play
Yeah.
anything. Because me and Miguel played by ear.
We got good ears.
They always
We got
wanted
good
us
ears.
to play, where they could give you a book and read and,
Right.
So me and Miguel was always hard-headed towards that. Like, so,
We have a very musically inclined family. Like my brother is a music teacher. My nephew, Toby Love, he's a singer.
Right.
One of my other cousins, Sammy, he was a freestyle singer. He's singing for the Lord now, worship music. And during that time, he would come ask us, what to do as far as music. And then he decided to do a group with us. We decided to do a 5-man group with this guy, with our cousin Sammy. And the whole story, the whole morale is that he had his own people around him. They were all freestyle guys, but they became like part of the ensemble. And they would teach us as well about the harmonies and stuff. So we started hanging out with them, and they would go to what's called the All City High School Choir. And I forgot
That's in
what
Manhattan?
year.
Yeah, that's how. Wait, when you said that, I was like, wait a minute. It just dawned on me. That was
So we
Manhattan.
decided, they used to go, they were members of the All City High School Choir, and at some point they invited us down. We went, we auditioned. There was a teacher called Blanky. He loved the way we sang. We actually made the roster, and we got to sing in Madison Square Garden, the national anthem.
What age was you?
Yeah, not teenagers, right?
15, 15,
Teenagers.
17.
And that's what pushed us more into doing the
singing,
vocals,
yeah.
the music,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, 16 years old, being in Madison Square Garden, that's just
Yeah.
alone, you know, big. The only time I went to Madison Square Garden, I think I was 22 when I did, I think, my first American fight here, American tournament.
Oh,
So, just alone, I know how y'all felt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, then we did it when we got older with Toby too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
as background
performed
singers,
in the
but it was
middle.
right.
Everybody's
that
there.
center.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
So how did, like, for a 16-year-old prepare for like a big name like Madison Square Garden? Like, how do you guys prepare for
Well, we had what were called rehearsals on Saturdays,
that? Right.
and every Saturday they were preppers. It was like a school day. We would go from like 8 in the morning till like maybe 2 in the afternoon, 12, 2 in the afternoon. And it was just doing different exercises. He would break us up into groups and have like 3 people here, 3 people here, give them different harmonies, but for the same songs. So you would have like over 45 people broken up into groups, and everybody doing different,
Sopranos,
yeah.
bass.
It
was
was
done
awesome.
for-
It was
yeah.
there was like the Christmas. The best thing I enjoyed during those years was singing the Christmas carols, because you have, like he said, the soprano, the girls, the tenors, the basses, and the way everything just splits up, and you hear a voice come in here, another one. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like so
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So always listening to that one song is like, when I hear a chorus, I was like, wow, because you're always doing this. You know, you're
Yeah,
looking around.
yeah, that's
like,
how it
oh,
was. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so yeah, I understand that. Now, we're gonna fast forward a little bit. Now you're getting towards what I call like the manhood years, the 20s, where you want to hang out and you want to do this. How did you guys balance that out?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like we said, we was always, at that age, me and Miguel, when we came out of high school, Miguel and I, we had a band already, about that jiggy, so we was already doing little festivals until Giuliani messed it up, but we was already Orchard Beach, we did Brooklyn, we did Queen, me and Miguel was doing, we had a little band, we had like eight players, Verdugo, Ivan, it was a whole group that we graduated from South Bronx High School.
Oh, wow.
And we started it up there, the band. Lenny was with us from Aventura.
Right,
Lenny
yeah.
started with us, and then he was like, "Pito!" Then he grabbed his own group, and then he started.
It's a
with the
funny
teenagers.
story
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them,
it's
actually,
crazy.
because with them, there was a couple of times where Lenny, Ivan, and my cousin, they would get together and jam out. So one day he tells me, listen, let's get all the guys to jam out. Let's experiment. Because we used to play a lot of merengue salsa. They would play bachata and, you know, merengue típico. And one day, I'll never forget, in our friend Richie Garcia's house, El Conguero, we had over like 10 people. It was 2 groups together. And we started out with a merengue. It ended up to be bachata, merengue típico, salsa. It was just an awesome mix of music. And, you know, from there on, we did it a couple of times. And that's where, you know, Lenny and the guys decided to form Los Teenagers. And we decided to form Banda Jiggy. And it was like, it was all the festivals, Banda Jiggy, Los Teenagers, Banda Jiggy, Los Teenagers, Banda
Those are the
Jiggy.
good times. You know.
Until they, you know, got the opportunity with a label and, you know, got it.
It became
to-
Aventura and
Mhm.
just blew
And
up.
now they
Yeah.
pretty much separate now.
Yeah.
Still doing their good things. Though.
Yeah.
I spoke to them about 4 years ago, and then one of them had a performance in Manhattan, and then we did the celebrity baseball. And it was shocking because I'm like, they consider me a celebrity, and I was with them playing baseball with the celebrities, and I'm like, no, y'all guys celebrities more than me, but yeah, it was fun to play with them, and then I went to the freestyle baseball where it was all the freestylers.
TKA.
So you can imagine a grown man like,
No, yeah, because I mean,
Tony Love, you know, like I was all hyped, like because these are the people that I grew up listening to. You know? So it was like I had to keep my cool, like yeah. But inside, my little guy was jumping.
jumping up. Definitely.
So, but we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we're gonna hit towards where they started becoming pretty much fatherhood and how they act on that. So this is Behind the Mic, and we'll be right back.
LDM Radio.
All right, and welcome back. This is Miguel and John Q behind the mic. So, we talked about your teenage years, and but before we get to the adult years, I know you're married now, or with people, but this is a documentary. How was it you in the teenage years with the girl? Like you just said that you went to, could I say that name? We'll just keep it clean. Orchard Beach, because there's another name for that beach.
yes, there is.
And
Yes,
at
there
that
is.
time, there was, all these females and all these guys. How did you keep in the same track, like not blind?
I mean, there was a lot of distractions.
Right.
There was a lot of
How
distractions.
did you work those out?
And growing up, you as a teenager, you always look to have fun and enjoy yourself. But, there comes a time where you really, like, if there's something you really want to do, and the music has always been something that we've always put a lot of focus on. And it came a time where we were offered the deal, and we were like in our 20s, and I told John Q, okay, this is what we've been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? It's time to put the hanging out and all that stuff a little bit down and really get to it, you know what I'm saying, business-wise and stuff. So we try to stay away from the hanging out, because him and I, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, hanging out, clubbing. We used to work Friday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday,
Club Exit.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, every weekend.
Coco Cabana was like one of the biggest ones that my brothers used to go to.
Awesome
LL
place.
Cool J used to hang
Yeah,
there.
awesome place. And we were actually minors at the time.
But it was easy to get
We
in
knew,
there.
we knew this one bouncer.
Yeah, he's like a cop,
He was a cop. I'm not gonna say his name, and I'm not gonna blow him up. But he was a cop. And the guy is funny, man, because there was one incident we had with him, and after that we became cool with him.
Yeah.
And he would be like, guys, don't drink and this and that. But he would let us.
Yeah, I went there, and I was minor, and I went in with my brothers, and I didn't know that was LL Cool J that hangs out with my brother and African Bambaataa and all of them.
Oh man!
So I'm just hanging. They like, we're gonna take you out one day, because I was into martial arts, so I was training my butt off. So they was like, no, we're gonna take you one day. I'm like, I can't go in there. It was like, come on. Hey, he's with me. They was like, okay. I was like, really?
Straight in. Yeah. Once you have that pool,
I think that's the reason why I drink a lot of Pepsi. Because there I was like Pepsi crazy.
Soda,
Pepsi, they were giving me
soda.
soda. And I was like, yeah. Dancing with the big boys,
And you know what was crazy too about the story about the cop that we knew, that he seen this growing up, trying to get in the club, little, and then he saw us when we got to the big line with Toby Love.
Yeah.
That we performing in the club, like we was dressed up bigger, and he saw us like,
he was like,
bring us into the bag.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
You see all those years that you used to see? We was observing, learning, trying to get to that point.
Wow.
So.
Which is a good thing, you take it to the good and the bad, and you just
There you go.
kept on going. But we speeded up time-wise. Now you guys find the one that you want to be with and wind up having kids.
Right.
How did you balance that? First of all, dating the girl before you even have the kid. How did you guys balance that out, Because I know your girl be like, vamos para la playa. No, I want to go to the movies.
No,
like, what I'm saying?
yeah.
See, for Miguel and I, it was hard because, I had my son when I was 19 going on 20. And then, like, 4 years after that, me and Miguel, we
Started traveling, yeah.
I played with Malafe for a little bit. Then I started traveling with Aventura for a year. Then they threw me and Toby out, and that's when they signed Toby. So that's when me and Miguel, when Toby came out with Tengo un Amor, that's, it went boom. And me, I had my son, and it was hard because we was only home Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I come back home Monday. I'm home Tuesday. Wednesday, sometimes we got to leave to California to do MTV, BET, Frank Needle. We had to, it was crazy. I used to see my son was born maybe 2 days.
Wow.
It was hard.
So it was
for him,
hard.
yeah,
but when we came back, we used to always, be with our families, our wives. We used to take them out to like the shows.
Right.
Had New Year's with my mom, me and Miguel. Miguel and I took out our wifey, so but it was tough, man, traveling and having kids. I'm lucky, like, my wife's family, they like the Kardashians, there's like 3 sisters.
Right.
The mother, they always.
Always together.
Yeah,
They're
because
always together.
if I was on one-on-one with her, me doing what I was doing, I probably would not been able to travel. I
Right.
wasn't gonna leave her. I
Leave
was
her by
fortunate.
herself.
And this is your first child, so it's even harder.
Yeah, it's
Like,
even harder because it was here, and then she had told me, look, what was it she told? We're not gonna have no more kids. And then at 22, I got my daughter.
Right.
So it was now there's 2 of them.
Mhm.
Then Miguel had a baby
Right.
too. So now we all traveling and
Now
everybody.
we traveling and forget it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It got hard,
it's
but
hard.
we managed to balance it out, and thank God to this day we're both with our,
Yeah.
Families and all that.
Yeah.
Because I could imagine, that's why, like I told my wife, I'm glad that when we met, we were young, so I was traveling, and she was starting her business. So I was like, imagine me and her would have got together as I'm traveling. I think, I would have not
makes it hard,
concentrated. I would have
yeah.
been fighting and like, man, what's my kid doing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Your
So-
your mental state is on that.
So with that said, how did you block that for that one moment to perform? How was it you were able to do it?
Well, since they've been with us for a while, like I've been with my son's mom for about going on like 20 years now. No, I'm lying. 18.
She's watching now.
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah, yeah,
"Bet out
yeah.
there. He don't know.
18,
Wait till he come
18.
home."
So, I mean, I believe she's gotten used to the traveling and so many years that she dealt with it. I mean, it became part of the routine, the norm, and it was just a matter of make sure your responsibilities are taken care of.
Money's coming
Exactly.
home.
That's
Right.
it. That's it.
Don't waste the
Make sure-
money on tour.
Yeah, right.
Make sure your responsibilities are taken care of. And,
Which is
Let me go like pick it. Okay, to drink. Okay, for
drink, hang out. Drink, hang out. Wait, home.
Bet out there, home.
yo. We was 3
The
days.
hangout turned into your home, right?
Well, we come back from the weekend tour. Yo, we got how much you got? I think I got like.
Yeah, I say that a lot. Like when we got into this business, and then money came in, I was like, yeah, but how much you got to spend? I got like $10.
It's like that.
Bills and,
Yeah. You being young, it's different when you older that you more knowledgeable about how you're gonna spend your money or what. Back then, me and this guy, man, me and Miguel, man,
Because we were young, and when you're young, you just...
$4 and make 2.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Spending all these $4.
I mean, but we did pretty good. Thanks to that God, we did pretty good.
No, and thank God we had our parents that, they were
supportive,
always
yeah.
supporting
We did
us.
Which is a good thing, But from bachata, how did you? From salsa, how did you manage to go towards bachata and mix it up to reggaeton? Like, what bring you to that part?
Well, the salsa and the merengue actually came from our parents' roots, right?
Right.
Pretty much. And as the years passed by, bachata became like something urban for the youth. So us traveling with Toby, him traveling with Aventura, we became adapted to that sound. And since we already did the R&B, the hip hop, and the salsa, we just decided to fusionize it, and it just worked. It worked, and
Right.
we've done.
For everybody though, for all
No,
artists
yeah,
like
yeah,
Bad Bunny, I
definitely,
like
definitely.
it like that.
Yeah.
Salsa with for Don Omar back in the days he did. And as years go by, the
It's
music
work.
is like
It's
Miguel
work.
says,
It's work.
it expands, it gets better. They do fusions with this, with that, with
The
reggaeton,
blends, the
with
cultures,
salsa, yeah.
the blend of cultures is like the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, I think what was the first blend was probably hip hop and rock with Run DMC and Aerosmith. I think it was.
Charlie
Yes,
Rock,
yes.
Charlie Rock.
Yeah, and then from there, everybody was like, wait a minute.
If that
we-
worked,
if that
Mhm.
rock and hip hop work, would walk this way,
Which it did.
imagine, and then like everyone else started doing it.
To
and then
experiment.
when bachata came here to New York, it was more of a Dominican type music,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it just mixed with.
Right.
it
Even
got
the dance
urbanized.
changed.
Yeah, even the dance. You're right.
It went
you're
from
right.
1-2 jump, 1-2-2.
Yeah,
Now we're doing all this other stuff.
Yeah, just like the hip hop. Now it's called drill, right?
Yeah,
Now it's
right.
a drill.
It's drill
You
music.
don't call it hip hop. Now it's drill music. It's like a whole, you know.
Yeah, that's a different story. We'll talk about that.
That's
The hip-hop,
another-
Yeah, the
another-
hip-hop is changing. But so we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We had, you know, your singing careers and all this other stuff. Was there any moment that in between from there to about 25, 26, where you said, wow, maybe I should do a different career and just have this in the back burner? Was there any?
You saying as far as the music?
Right. Like still having it there, but I want to do this career more.
Nah. I mean, I don't know how Miguel. I mean, we took the. But my, like I said, me growing up, I love music. My regret about the music is, I think I should have been, instead of like hanging out, you know, I should have been more knowledgeable about getting contacts, getting, you know, because you know, you live and learn. You know, you understand that when you're young, you're not thinking about that. You just living life, and time is going so quick
Yes.
that you can't go back and be like, oh wait, I should have, I could have. No, you already passed that lane. So
Yep.
that, I think that's my regret. But I mean, besides that, I mean, me and Miguel, we traveled around the world. We something that I never thought we was gonna do.
We
You know what I'm
traveled.
Kids from the Bronx, so
Yes,
I
yes,
understand.
yes.
And me and Miguel, our only accomplishments, if me and Miguel could accomplish getting to that level now, as you know, because we've been there and done it. Like there's nothing me and Miguel haven't done, but just get to that big limelight, Miguel Y Jon Q, you know, boom, 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 like that. Besides that, man, I have no regrets. I enjoy the ride. I'm still enjoying the ride.
Yes,
And, you know,
See it.
going forward.
Guys, you gotta imagine, I'm from the Bronx as well, so I know that feeling like when you go and you travel, when you come back, people are like, wow,
Yeah,
you went
yeah.
out, you did it. It's like you feel, you know, like a celebrity, like, oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
but,
yes.
you know, still a lot more to go.
Yes.
So I can understand that, and I can see you already in the big lights, you know, and stuff like that. So you know, the music is great. Like besides you, there's an independent artist called Javier Lewis, where my wife listens to and knows all your songs. It's like, what was that song? She's in the background, but there was one song that she kept singing from you guys every day. I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? It's like FM radio. It's like, it's on. But it helped her learn Spanish, you know, from there. So I was like, by all means, go, you know. And
Gotcha.
when we first met you guys, when I first seen you guys, y'all were on a stage in a Puerto Rican thing on, what was it, Jackson Avenue?
Festival, yeah.
Y'all were on the festival, and I was just in the streets, and I'm like, I said, one day I'll probably have these guys on my show. And then your guys came to the show and never left. But
Yes, yes. Thank you for opening arms.
But so after that, then you guys won an award from us for Hero Award. So we're gonna fast forward to there, winning awards like that. How did it impact you guys as well?
Oh, you know what? It actually motivates us more to keep pushing and to keep doing for the community, because, you know, I had a lot of talks with John Q on how our music impacts our community, and quite obviously we do a lot of, you know, community charitable work and stuff like that. But what I was telling him about that now is we got to take it a step up. What we're thinking is about putting an album, like a mixtape, sort of a mixtape, and with this mixtape, what we want to do is actually donate proceeds from the mixtape to different how do you say it? Different organizations, different causes, you know? Because there's a lot.
You guys mostly deal with cancer, right?
Yeah,
I
we
see
do.
you
We've
do
done a lot of cancer. We've done a lot of
domestic violence.
hemophilia, domestic violence. We do an event every year in Florida, and it's a hemophilia. Yeah, it's to raise awareness for hemophilia and stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're open to all those causes, and we've always been a part of that. So, you know, right now we want to put an album together to help out. Those
Give back.
causes. Yeah,
Give back.
Because when I thought about a Hero Award for the first time, I was like, who am I going to get for the first Hero Award? And then I seen you guys, and I was like, they ain't no,
Definitely.
it was not
appreciate it.
like no question in my mind when I seen you guys. Me and my wife looked. I told my wife, Miguel and John Q? She said, yes. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys always out there doing free events, doing this, and people don't know. Free events take time.
No, yeah,
it's
yeah,
free,
yeah,
but I gotta pay for my gas to go over there. I gotta pay for this. That's my time. But
Yes.
you did it, you loved it, you know, and it all paid off. So, you know, I'm happy that you guys were the first heroes, the Heroes Award.
We appreciate
So,
it very much.
You know, keep it
Thank
up.
you guys.
But as we going, we had tragedy as well in your family, as your sister, you know, let her rest in peace. You know, when I first seen it on Facebook, I was like, oh, okay. But the messages you put on Facebook was like, wow, that was a big impact because, you know, hey, my sister passed away. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But it was an impact. How did you, because I felt in your Facebook, maybe I'm wrong, that you fell off a little bit off of the music.
Oh, yeah.
So how did you, like, bring that pain and bring it back to the music?
You know what saved me towards that situation was that my sister she was always involved with me and Miguel. She pushed Miguel. She loved music because she knew we loved music. So, I mean, was it hard? Yes, it was very hard. But me knowing my sister, him too, she'd be like, don't give up.
Yes.
Y'all two punkies, you two gonna punk. Y'all gonna keep doing y'all music. Y'all gonna keep it, you know, y'all my cousin, I love y'all, y'all nice, keep doing y'all music. So that came into effect with the whole passing away, just me thinking about, I know she would want us to
Get to that.
yeah, to keep doing what we doing. She knows she loved, she saw us blossom, she saw us traveling, she saw us doing big things, she saw us doing interviews, so she know what we love to do. So she was like, man, guys, don't give that up. So that helped me out a lot.
Because I read people's Facebook messages, and you know, my background job was to analyze what people were really saying. So I was like, the things you were saying there, I'm like, slipping little by little, you know. So I was happy that I seen a message on Facebook that made me say he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you guys.
Yeah, and we did a couple of songs. We planned to do a couple of things that motivated us, definitely. So.
All right. Well, I'm getting the signal that we got to take a commercial break. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back more with Miguel and John Q.
Sure.
Good.
The LDM Radio proudly present the 2019 Community Service Award 2. Miguel Y Jon Q. Miguel Y Jon Q from the Bronx, New York have been performing for nearly a decade. Through their busy lives as performers as well as their personal lives, they have found time to volunteer to perform for events such as domestic awareness, for fundraisers, for community events, even to help find a cure for cancer. Being proud Latin singer, they hope to give awareness of the Latin culture as well as spread their music. In between everything, they make sure that they have time for their fans as well as other performers they shared the stage with. Miguel Y Jon Q continues to travel and perform all over, even becoming a 2019 nominee. For their unselfishness to use their talent to spread their music is the reason why Miguel Y Jon Q is the recipient of the 2019 Community Service Award.
Hello and welcome back to Behind the Mic with Miguel and John Q. So, you know, we learned a lot about you guys, you know, from the tragedies to the upbringing and to the families and stuff like that. So now we're going to fast forward into pretty much now. You guys were on a roll, and then all of a sudden COVID hit. how did you? Because everything pretty much stopped.
Stop. Yes.
How did that help your career? Because I know some COVID sometimes, tragedy helps. So how did you guys turn that around?
Well, I feel like it helped because it got us to finish a lot of the material that was unfinished. So we got to spend more time in the studio, finish up work on the video visuals for these songs, So in that sense, it helped us. But right before the pandemic, we were supposed to go to Calle Ocho. Like, there was literally a week before the pandemic.
Oh my God.
We had we had 3 shows. We were actually, Aventura had a concert. There was a big show that night that we were going to open up.
Oh wow.
And the pandemic shut all of that down. And we were looking forward because there was big headliners. I don't want to say no names because there was big headliners in these shows. And that was like what killed our morale a little bit because we figured, damn, those were opportunities that we really were looking for. But on the upscale, we got to finish the videos and, we got to do what we had to, so.
Oh, that was good though, but
more time like music, more time with the family.
Family especially,
More time to think about life, what's going on, because, it's serious out there. Sometimes you take things as a joke and you're like, but then you see this person passing away, this person passing away, you're like, wow, wait. Because that's the way at first I was like, man, this TV, man, the music drive me crazy.
Yeah.
But then you hear family members, cousins, I'm like, oh, wait. Then you like, this, oh, wait. Then this person, yo,
reality
cool.
hits.
Like,
I think the whole COVID thing is different for me. But the whole thing with the COVID thing is like people were more aware. Even if the person died of a heart attack, you were more aware of it now.
Because
Like,
you're
oh my God,
home.
because you're home. Can deal who? Like you didn't even know. Like
Yeah.
half of the people that were dying before, but you never paid attention because you were such in a
Yeah,
rush
yeah.
and your life was so fast. Like you never even noticed.
You never,
pause.
You
It's
know,
called- it's like
he
a
died?
pause.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's a pause that you realize
Wow.
your neighbors or your friends, even if they died of anything else, but they were
Yeah.
passing away. So to me, that's what happened with me in COVID. Like I was realizing, like, oh wow, that person was that old. Like
Yeah.
I don't see them that
And
old.
you're right too, because you
know?
have the time. Like, see, I usually don't be on social media. Like,
Right.
I put up the
But
things
for the
with me up.
business.
But man, that time you just like,
That's
man,
it,
and you're
constantly.
Right, you see everybody what's going on. You're like, wow, it gets you. Like,
Right.
oh, what fulano is that? Meanwhile, when you were just going about your life so
Right.
fast and everything.
Yeah, because thank God so far for my side of the family, people died, but they didn't die of COVID. So that's when people were like, oh, everybody's dying of COVID. I'm like, no, they're not. Yeah, I got people that dying of heart attacks. Don't forget, us Latinos, we have heart problems when we get older. That adobo, really kicks in.
Yeah, definitely.
That high season, you know what I'm saying? So, we still, like, I try to push that, like, telling adult men, Latinos, check your hearts, check your colon and all that, because we have higher cancer
Risks,
problems and
yeah.
risks. So people were dying from that, and that's the only thing I didn't like about COVID. It was taken away from the reality of people were still
What it
dying from
was,
this,
yeah.
they still dying from the flu.
Yeah.
But it helped me see you guys and independent artists more. So I was like, what can I do to help more? So just like you guys, I think COVID helped in that sense.
That's
Hopefully
good.
you guys
That's
go
good.
back to Calle Ocho.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calle Ocho, y'all listening?
Hopefully.
Y'all listening?
Next
What's
March,
up?
next
Univision.
March, 'cause I'm pretty sure next March everything is,
It's back.
God willing, back to normal.
Yeah,
So
God willing, next
Oh
year.
my
we
God.
can start going. They're already doing concerts 2022. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
So now we're going towards a contest you guys did. I remember you guys were on my show and we said, hey, dance and send the videos. And then all of a sudden you guys started doing this thing with send the videos, and then everyone was sending videos. I was dying. I was like, wow, that was great. So how was it that all these videos like overwhelmed you? Because you probably thought 1 or 2 people were going to send a video, and then all of a sudden.
We got all these videos, yeah. Well, actually, we
I
were
ain't mad at you,
excited.
though.
We were excited.
Some of those videos, I was like, rewind. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We were
I was
very,
like, wife is not around, right? Rewind.
She's like,
We
oh,
were-
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
we got very excited because, like you said, the love just kept coming. You know, we got a lot of videos, and it actually gave the attention to the song, you know, which is the most important thing because a lot of people do it for that purpose.
Right.
And yeah, it got us a lot of views, a lot of comments on the actual song, and it got it played on radio a couple of times. So it was a positive impact. We really, you know, I mean, social media is everything. And those videos, that's what everybody's looking into.
It was a fun
now.
video. It was a fun video. Yeah.
So
Everybody enjoyed it.
You guys collaborated with many different people. You know, what was like one of your collaborations that you were still shocked to this day that it happened?
Well, there was one situation where we got a call, and we didn't expect to do background vocals for someone else.
Right.
And the manager of that person reached out to us, and they were like, the guy loves the way you guys do harmonies and this and this and that. So the producer came to us. He gave me a call. I told John Q, and it's a bachatero. He was like, we would like to hire you guys to do background vocals. So I called John Q. I'm like, yo, John. And John was like, what? Like, we were shocked because we didn't expect it, but it was a thrill for us. And the song, and the song actually did well. Did pretty good
Oh,
too.
it did pretty good. Yeah,
It was in.
As long as it
on-
wasn't Minnie Belletti, you know.
No.
No. Yeah, and to this day, man, he's still performing. That
Yeah,
guy.
he's
Come on,
still-
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good collabo that we did, and you know, because one of the best collabos we have is with Toby. It's just that was
Toby,
unexpected.
Mike,
Unexpected, yeah, you know,
Unexpected,
like one of those.
exactly.
Which is good, like, for you guys that don't know, like Toby and all of them, they, back in the days, and still now, they household names, so. And then Miguel and Jon Q now gonna be a household name. So
Yes, sir.
that's it.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're running out of time. Is there anything you want to leave the people with, or?
Well, I just want to say, never give up on your dreams. Focus.
Live it.
Keep pushing, no matter what. There's always ups and downs, but it's all a matter of pushing yourself to the extent and grinding, man. It's all about the grind, you know. Don't give up on something that you love.
Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. Just focus and do it.
Oh, and don't forget to check us out on all social media pages. Check out our Spotify, iTunes, everything. We got good music and more music to come.
Yeah, so again, Miguel and Jon Q and the ups and downs right here on Behind the Mic. So if you guys learn more about them, thank you. And make sure you click on that like and subscribe button to the Miguel and Jon Q's page as well as our page. And the notifications. So when they put out new videos, you don't got to wait for me to tell you.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So continuing, guys, thank you guys for always
Thank you.
being here when we need you, and hopefully this will help you guys even more.
Definitely.
And thank you for not quitting and, you know, bringing back the music. So
Blessings.
again, Miguel and Jon Q, check them out and check out their new music videos and their collaborations with other guys that they are doing. And if you like them, you have to let them know.
Yes, sir.
This is Behind the Mic, the LDM Radio. Check us
Cada
out.
día piensas en mí, conectamos desde que te conocí. Dime, lloré, sabes bien que yo estoy por ti. Cada día piensas en mí, conectamos desde que te conocí. Déjate llevar, baby.